So my first adventure into the workforce was working for my father in what I affectionately call the unlimited slavery apprenticeship. And it was going to be done, I had to do it. And if ever I made a mistake, and it was a good mistake at that, my father used to just look at me with eyes that didn't bulge and didn't move off what he was looking at, which was me in his target sights. And he'd say, "Brad, the only way that you're going to get out of this is get through it." They were immortal words that have lasted me a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, I'm Brad Waldron, and thank you for giving me 5 minutes of your time today to share with you some things around leadership and how we can help others really help them get through what we're in right now. Because let's be honest, there is no playbook for what we've got, but what we do have is ourselves, our resilience, and our leadership. My father was also someone that used to say to me, listen, the thing about adversity, it doesn't develop your character. It will reveal your character. And this is on our watch. So it's a very exciting time for us to be able to really put our leadership to the test, where we bring people with us and help them step up and step through this. And when I say exciting, I'm not taking away anything of what the tragedy that is in front of us when it comes to losing loved ones and losing business. But right now, this is our calling, this is our moment, and this is our step up. In this quick video, I want to share with you a couple of things that I really think do make a huge difference in the way that we lead others and the choices that we make and how we can help others make good choices when they're not feeling it, because that's when it matters most. When you're not feeling it. Because when the sun is shining, which it has been, when the seagulls are squawking, which they are, it's very easy for us to be happy, contented, and joyful. However, the reality is there's also a heck of a lot of other stuff that's going on for us right now, which is distracting. And if we can stay the course, navigate our simple wins done daily, because that's the difference, that will make a difference, we will come out the other side better than what we would have had we not focused on where do our wins need to be today. So I want to share some of those things with you. Buckle up. So most of us should know who Jim Collins is. He wrote a wonderful book, From Good to Great, but he's also written a more recent book called How the Mighty Fall. And in it, he talks about companies and their responses to crisis when that happens. And he basically says there are 3 different types of categories every company will fall into. Category 1, that's when they're set, they're ready to go, they can manage this, they can get through it. It's not going to be nice, it's not going to be pretty, but they can get through it. Category 2 is where we're not as prepared as what we'd like to be. And my experience talking to my clients is that's pretty much most of the people out there. We're not that ready, we sort of can weather it, but it's going to be tough and shitty. Category 2 is about defend and protect. Category 3 is we weren't expecting it, we're not ready, and my gosh, we're caught with our pants down in a toilet stall with no toilet paper and no lock on the door, and intermission's about to begin and people are about to come in on us. They ain't ready for any of this. Now, most of us, like I said, probably category 2. But the thing is, it's about our response to it and what can we do as leaders to get us up into a frame where we can, no matter what the category is, we can navigate out of the darkness and into the light. So right now, one of the things I try to practice is what I call emotional distancing. Not just physical distancing and social distancing, but emotional distancing. That means I stay away from the news. I watch it once a day. What's said at 3 o'clock will probably be said at 10 o'clock. I might have to watch a bit of Donald because I always find that enjoyable. But you know my point. But the reality is I practice emotional distancing. However, earlier on just today, I was just looking at quick scan through the LinkedIn feed and see what people are saying and thinking. And right there and then, I saw this lady that posted 2 photographs of herself. One in her BA outfit. She looked fabulous and she was in the airplane doing her magic. The costume and outfit that she had on this second photograph, it was blue like the BA one, but it had a red badge on it. It said Tesco's. And basically she just went, man, I'm still wearing my uniform. I just didn't expect to be wearing this one, but I'm happy that I've got a uniform. And it was very interesting because I was reading the feeds in the column and it was saying, well, needs must and all that type of stuff. But you know what? When I read what she said about it, she was basically saying, whilst the situation might feel hopeless with no end in sight, I am not helpless. And I thought that was just a brilliant, breathtaking, courageous way of seeing the world. Because what she said is, no matter what's going on around me, I won't let it affect how I respond to what's happening around me. I have that choice. I make my own weather. And so she was out there, she's doing it, she's cutting the moves and getting stuff done. And I think leadership happens at the first level of self. The second level of leadership is the leadership of others. And we need both of those to be running in tandem, because great leaders manage the emotional turmoil that we face when it comes across challenges that we don't have a playbook for. We can't see the end in mind. And that is the very thing that can stop us from being the best leaders that we can be. However, there are leadership principles that we all can use. And we all know the different principle behind the leader that focuses on their circle of influence rather than their circle of concern. Because when you focus on the circle of influence, you can manage your own emotions. You choose to manage your own acts of kindness. You manage your own communications with yourself and with others. When you focus on your circle of influence, you can manage your own social distancing. You can manage your own call to actions. But when I focus on my circle of concern, there are things I can't do anything about, right? But it worries me. I can't do anything about what you think of me. But if I focus on that, it can be paralyzing. I can't focus upon other people's social distancing. Maybe they are too close. Well, I can step away. Maybe I'm too focused on this. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? What will happen in September? I don't know, but what I do know is what I can do today. So whether you focus in your circle of influence or circle of concern can often drive your attitude and your endurance. If you spend your time sitting on the bus of worry, man, there's a lot of stops on that bus, right? And it will stop everywhere. It will be the slowest bus through this. But focusing on the bus of possibility, that's the gift that we'll keep giving. And as leaders, we've got to set that example. Right? When we focus on the three attitudes of giving for me, which is number one, I choose my happiness, I choose my attitudes. I can do that. Number two, if I choose those things, I can more able to choose the attitude of imagination, of what we can do about what we've got. It's like a ready, steady cook. You've got a bag of stuff thrown at you and you've got to produce something fabulous. Leadership's the same. I've got a bag of stuff thrown at me. What am I going to choose to lead with? And the third attitude is the bias for action. Bias for action, number one, creates emotion for us and confidence for us, but it also shows everyone around us who follow us that this is what leaders do in a crisis. Remember, leadership doesn't develop character, it reveals character. So here's one simple exercise you can do with your team if you feel that morale's getting down, because I don't know a little bit about you, but right now, what are we? Week 3 going into 4 right now? And here's people's endurance is starting to wave off. You know, we're weighing off. We're finding the novelty of being home and all these, and working from home and being a bit isolated. Well, will I put on a shirt or just will I be naked from the shirt down? Well, not naked, but undies on, you know, that type of thing. But no, we've got to step up. And if you're finding people's energies and motivation starting to wane, well, run this. This is an exercise. It's just called the 10 things exercise. And what I say to people, what I say to my teams when I'm running calls is I go, okay, ladies and gentlemen, fingers on the buzzers. I want you to get into the chat room of the Zoom or whatever it is that you use and go, what are the 10 things that you're happy about working from home? Give us those 10 things. Boom, 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 boom. And then you get 10 good things. What are the 10 best things that have come out of this pandemic, right? It's an interesting question to ask. But what's illuminating is the answers you get back. Because what you're doing is you're forcing people to choose to leave the comfort of misery. They're choosing to leave the comfort of complacency and get over the gap and start to think about the possibility of good. And that, as a leader, we've got to do that. If we don't do that, we're going to leave it to chance. So this exercise, it's called the 10 things. So you could choose whatever question you want, but what are the 10 things that, now reason 10, not 3, not 5, 10 makes them dig deep. Because the 3 things I could go, spend time at home, eat food I like, save money, and I can roll out of bed into the office with no commute. I can roll out of bed without getting to the farm, without a commute. Yeah, okay, well done on that. But if you ask them for 10, it causes them to dig deep. And when if I've got a team of 6 people all come up with 10 things and we've got now 60 things, the energy is different already. because we're focusing on the things that make us happy. So as leaders, let's do that. What's our 10 things? Separate the gap between what's happening and how we choose to respond what happens so that we can spend our time in our circle of influence. Folks, thanks for taking some time to listen to me. I hope that you found it useful. I want you to go out there and be the best possible leaders that you can be so that you set the example that when people talk about this and it's all over and they go, what were the 10 best things about this? The way they were led by you comes to the front of their mind without any conscious digging. Folks, stay well, be well, take good care, and I'll see you on the other side.